Hello, my name is Stephen Thomas, and this is another video in my series on Azure Integration Services and hybrid options. In this module, we're talking about the Service Bus. In this video, we're going to cover topics and subscriptions with Azure Logic Apps. Let's jump into what are topics and subscriptions. So topics essentially add one-to-many support for Service Bus queues. This allows a message to come in to one Service Bus queue and be routed to multiple destinations. This is done in a publish and subscribe mechanism where you set up subscribers, known as subscriptions, to listen to messages that come in on your topics. When working with topics and subscriptions, the sender will then send a message to the topic, and the receivers will receive from subscriptions. Subscription filters can be set up in two different manners. First off, there's SQL filters, which look very similar to a SQL expression, and you can access system and user properties by using sys dot and user dot. The second type of filter conditions is correlation filters. I also have a separate video that goes into these in more detail, and that can be referenced below. Let's talk a little bit more about the message structure of a Service Bus message. These are very similar to a message in BizTalk Server, where you have a body of the message along with message context, which is metadata about the message. Service Bus messages have a body and a properties segment instead of message context. Unlike BizTalk Server, which was able to automatically promote data from the body of the message into the context for routing, that is not available in the Service Bus. You have to promote your own messages, or essentially peek into the message, evaluate properties, and put them into the properties of the message to be used for routing. You could also ask the sender of the message to put the necessary routing data into the properties of the Service Bus message. With that, let's jump into a demo. We're going to see how we can set up a topic and set up subscriptions to receive messages from that topic. I've now connected to the Azure portal and I've already logged in. I've created a Logic app called LAQs08, and I've pre-created 3 workflows. These workflows are one for all orders, one for orders over $500, and one for orders under $500. Now let's jump over to our Service Bus namespace and set up our topics and subscriptions. I'm over here under my main Service Bus namespace, which I created in an earlier video, and I'm going to go under Topics. I have no topics created now, so I'm going to click the plus icon to create a new one. I'm just going to call it Inbound Orders and accept all the defaults and say Create. This will take it just a moment to create. Once that's created, I simply click on the topic, and at the top here, you'll see the ability to add subscriptions. I can click on this icon, and I'm going to add a subscription for all orders. I want to receive all orders through this subscription and write them to, say, like an archive database or something like that. So I'm going to set all the defaults and say Create. And let's take a look at what was created for that subscription. I scroll down here, and you can see I have one active subscription. I simply click on it and I can view the details of that subscription. Down here under Filters is where we define how we want data to route from that topic to this subscription. All of subscriptions come with a default, which is going to be 1 equals 1, which means every message will be routed to this subscription. In this case, that is what we want for this subscription because this is going to be the catch-all for all orders. So no changes are needed here. Let's go back and create 2 more subscriptions. Go back under my topic, say subscription, and I'm going to call this small orders. And we're going to define this as messages under or equal to 500. And I'm going to create another one called large orders. And this is going to be for orders over $500. I'm going to click OK to that. And scroll down here. You can see that now I have all 3 of my subscriptions. Let's start with the small orders first. I'm going to do the same thing we saw before. Look at this default filter. In this case, I want to delete it because we don't want every message to be routed here. I'm going to say add condition or add filter. And this is going to be defining the order amount And here I have two different options, two different filter types that we talked about. I have the correlation filters, which I can define system properties to route on, or custom properties. Custom properties can be anything I want. Custom properties are not case sensitive in the name of the value, but they are case sensitive in the value of the value. So if I go order amount, for example, that would be not case sensitive. But if I did have a value for that was a string, it would be case sensitive. So in this case, I'm not going to use correlation filters. These are equal only conditions set up here in the UI. I'm going to use a SQL filter, so I have a little bit more control here. I'm just going to do user dot, and I'm going to call it order amount, and I want to say is less than or equal to 500. And hit save changes. And it's that simple to set up my order amount filter condition. Let's go back and do that same thing for our larger orders. Again, I'm going to delete the default filter and add another one. I'm going to call it the same thing, order amount. And again, I'm going to use SQL filters, order amount, and this is going to be greater than 500. Now, since these are integers, there's no case sensitivity for the value, of course, but the user-defined field is order amount is case insensitive. Just want to point that out that there is a big difference between those two. And if you were using strings in here, it'd be like you were doing strings in SQL. You would use single ticks between your string, just like you would in a SQL expression. But we're doing integers here, so I'm going to leave that as is and click Save Changes. Perfect. Now let's jump back to our workflows and let's tie this into the Service Bus subscriptions that we just created. So I'm going to go under All Orders. In this case, I'm going to jump to Designer, jump into Add a Trigger. We're going to search for Service Bus, and I want the in-app Service Bus connector, and I'm going to say a message is available in a topic. And I was using a pre-built connection that I created in an earlier demo, so that's already there. And I can select my topic here. And once I select that topic, I'll be able to select the subscription that I want to route on. In this case, it's going to be all orders. So anything that routes to all orders, the subscription is going to be routed to this workflow. I'm going to hit save on that. And I'm going to jump over here and do the same thing for orders over 500. And jump into the designer, add a trigger, again, search for Service Bus. Take it just a second here. In-app connector going to a topic. Select my topic. This one is going to be large orders and hit save. And do the same thing for my orders under 500. Go into designer. And add trigger. Go to my Service Bus in-app topic. And now we are all set for all of our orders. So let's go ahead and see this in action. I'm going to go back to my Service Bus namespace. I'm going to go to my topic here and use the Service Bus Explorer. This is a tool I introduced in the last video. If you're watching subsequent videos or previous videos, you'll see that here. I'm going to go send a message, and it doesn't matter what my body is. It's going to be order 101. And I can come down here and I want to set my custom properties. And I simply, if I wanted to set broker properties, you could do it here as well. And I'm going to add a custom property and what I call it order amount. Set that to a number. And in this case, we're going to say 250 and hit send. And let's go ahead and send another one. And it doesn't matter what I put here. Custom properties, say order amount, number 750, and send. And now we would expect two messages to show up in the all messages workflow and one message in each of the other two. So let's go take a look. We're currently at our under 500. And it's going to take it just a second. Sure enough, we see our one message here and our under 500. Let's check our all orders. Sure enough, we have our two messages here. So both of our messages were routed here. And just to be sure, our over 500, we got our one message here. So what this quick demo illustrated here was how quickly and powerful it is to set up a topic and subsequent subscriptions. Now at any time, I could edit those subscriptions, change the way messages are routed to the service bus queues, and that could give you a lot of flexibility and control. There's also a lot of additional settings you can set on your subscriptions, such as dead lettering, what to do if no subscriptions are found, how to time out your messages and stuff like that. So it's really feature rich and robust. The topics and subscriptions are just an extension of the queue infrastructure. So all the same features are available, even sessions. You can even have sessions. We saw here using the UI, a lot of this can be done programmatically via the API, via .NET as well. And you get a little more ability to set different features when you do it programmatically. There's also a desktop version of the Service Bus Explorer. And also using that tool, you have a little more features in terms of setting some of these SQL and correlation properties. So with that, I'm going to jump back to the slides. If you're looking to learn more, I have resources available at stephenwthomas.com/learn. And I also have 4 Pluralsight courses available. Some of these are a little bit older, but the content is still very relevant. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.